Whoa. Hey guys, what's up? Calling me while I'm on a live video. Okay, let's see here. I am absolutely playing. First I'm gonna play. So just bear with me. Oh. Let's see here. Did you... Whoa. That's way better. Okay, we're gonna have a live video tonight. I just wanted to check. Baby shark do baby shark do baby shark do baby shark. That's awesome. Okay. That. What's up? Hey, happy Canadian Day. That reminds me. It's Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to all you guys out there. Okay, I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to get serious now. All right, just a minute here. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry. Hey, what's up, guys? It is Sunday night, and it's July 1st, and I always get just very hyped up at the beginning day of the month. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Dr. Heather. I went to Staples today. Staples is kind of like my Target, if you know what I mean. Like, you walk in there, and you're just gonna, print off some pictures. And then I actually had to get, yes, Dee, happy Canada Day. I actually had to get help carrying out all my stuff from the store. I'm that girl who always feels like I'm just not quite on top of it, just not quite organized. And I love buying organizational tools. What's up, April? Welcome back from vacation. And then I buy too many organizational tools that I become unorganized. Are you following what I'm saying? Like, sitting right here, I have 5 different calendars. So when an event comes up, what am I actually going to use? I don't know, but they're all really cute and they make me happy. So there's that. All right. Tonight, we are going to discuss the upcoming 60-hour keto reboot. Why on earth should you not eat for 60 hours? And, we're going to give you a little bit of educational value on this video. We're going to tell you about what you're going to get on this kit. I'm actually going to bring in Dr. Heather Carden to go over some of the products here. But first, I want to just tell you a little bit about my story. Let's see here. Everybody is going to be exposed tonight, including myself. Okay, so here's one of my before pictures. That's great. That's good. And in the past, looking like that and wanting to cut weight, I would download a calorie counter app. I would start prepping my meals. I would start eating 6 times a day. I would start timing my carbohydrates. I would become obsessed. I would start looking in the mirror a lot. And I would start saying no to going out to eat with people. And whenever I wanted to cut weight, I would go back into that mode. I was a former figure competitor. I loved the journey of building muscle and then unshedding it. I geek out with calculations and getting people's bodies into where they want to be, but I was not healthy mentally. And when it came to fat loss, I could absolutely do it, but I would lose like balance and moderation. And I'm a mother now and I have a full-time business, and I just want to feel good, have lots of energy, have great workouts, be happy, not obsess over food, not eat 6 times a day, not have my car stink with broccoli and chicken or get bored. And I want to have a social life and I want to enjoy people, but I also want to be able, when I know I'm going to be in a suit or, you know, a nice event, to be able to just kind of lose that fat without going psycho. And I think everybody's looking for the answer. And around February, I committed to doing a reboot once a month. 60-hour, and you're sleeping for 24 of it, but 2 days where I'm letting my body rest. And it's challenging. It really is. But I do it with a huge community of people. I'm an independent Prove It promoter with the company Prove It. And we have support groups, coaching groups, and you just like feel like, you know, when you go to some kind of leadership camp or some boot camp training, you go through it with your peers and then you all feel closer together. It's kind of how it is. We have a great support, great community, and literally we call ourselves, I'm a metabolic boss coach, and I want to hold your hand and help you get through that 60 hours. Because 1, you're going to reset your metabolism in a way you haven't experienced in a very long time. 2, it is going to give you a great like fat loss that you can have literally within 2 days. Right there. That's my story. And every time I've done it, I usually go into it, I drop about 5 pounds. I lose all cravings for sugar, all cravings for bad food. I usually end up going 72 hours, guys, because I feel so good. It feels euphoric. I hate the first day. I hate the first day with everything in me, but that's also where the breakthrough happens and where I also learn things about myself. So every time I do a reboot, I learn something different about myself on a mental and emotional level and my relationship with food. But I absolutely love the way it feels when I'm done. And I love how I don't feel like I'm battling sugar and like having to diet. I just intuitively eat. I get back on my schedule of intra-fasting, eat my first meal at noon, take my ketones twice a day, eat, intuitively. And I really lose all those cravings coming out of the reboot. The next week, I'm just like super clean because I want to be clean. The week after that, I usually add fruit, maybe some good complex carbohydrates back in after a workout. 4th week, I may have a few more things because 4th of July is coming and I'm going to do another reboot. It's coming up. And so the kits went on sale today. And we just want to provide education for you on this live and share with you a few other stories of people besides myself who have had unbelievable success. So with that being said, I'm going to swipe here. Dr. Heather, if you could just like wave at me, or actually just say something here. Oh, there we go. And add. Good.
Yeah.
Smooth as butter. Hey guys.
Can you hear us?
Yes. How are y'all?
I am good. I don't know why you just got all quiet.
Me? Maybe your volume's
Let me check.
turned down a little bit.
There we go.
Okay. I've got lots of exposure here. I'm going to find Ralph here. Up. Who's that? Who's that? Was I not supposed to say the name? Look at that, guys. Is that not incredible? February, March, April. Oh, I'm sorry, June. Oh, February, April, June. Those are just 3 reboots. I'm getting the same thing. I committed in February. I'm not hard dieting. I'm just doing the reboot monthly and intuitively eating when it's over. It's unbelievable the changes the body is making. So, Dr. Heather, I want to unpack this and just hold up the products and let people hear what's in the kit. But, Dr. Ralph, I want to hear from you too, just your journey and what this means to you and what this reboot why you want other people to participate, because I know your heart is in healthcare. You guys are both. Guys, tell about yourselves. Go ahead.
I'll jump in first. So the reason I do it, the reason it's not, I mean, the pictures are great, but it's not so much that part for me. It's more about the DNA repair. It's about taking control of your metabolic system, as you mentioned. One of the things that I noticed, not only for myself, but for the people that we've been able to walk the journey with as well, is the relationship that they've made and the connection that they've made emotionally and psychologically with their food, and the addiction that a lot of people have. I think that's been the best part of this whole journey, actually, is just being aware of that emotional and psychological connection. It's great to see that. The other thing for me, I like to lead from the front. So I get really fed up with people telling me that you can't exercise and fast. That's one of the things that's important for me to dispel a myth, because I do it all the time. You know, we're told you can't exercise and do keto. You can't fast and exercise. You can't, you know, lose weight, or you can't gain strength. And I'm one of those people that just I'm not a world-class athlete by any stretch of the imagination. But I certainly, if I go back from 3 years ago when we started the keto journey and put myself now, I'm 3 years older. Yeah, I'm
60 pounds.
Well, the 60 pounds is a lot over a longer period of time. But the point I'm making from a strength and wellness standpoint, like my strength is increasing, my cardiovascular health is increasing. I repeat certain workouts. And what I do is I go back and can test my times, and I get faster as I've gotten older as well. And I'm doing these same very intense, hard workouts during the 60-hour reboot as well. I actually increased my back squat last cycle. It was an eight-week cycle, and 2 of those cycles I did a 60-hour reboot, and I increased my squat by 40 pounds during that time period. So these things can be done, and that's kind of why I step up and do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to overtake it.
No,
Normally it's her that's over talking.
No, but you go to the gym and people are like, well, I'm fasting. They're like, why are you fasting? I saw your like story. You had like the 0 calendar. Like, you didn't eat like today. He's like, no. Did you eat yesterday? He's like, no. And I feel like amazing. So that's the bigger thing. People at the gym just don't believe you.
True.
Yeah. Well, they should try it before they go telling about how you're going to waste away with no muscle and not be able to work out.
Absolutely. For sure.
I get through the reboot easier when I go work out, release those endorphins. I don't feel hungry. I'm much more focused when I'm not having food in my body.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, Dr. Heather, do you want to I'm going to unlock this right here.
Yep.
And, okay. So here's the Reboot kit, and they are in a back office today. They're on people's sites. So whoever shared this video with you, get back to them. You're nuts if you don't get a Reboot kit. I'm just saying, you got to try this. Experience life. You're on your 5th one. Yeah. It's once you do it, the first one was the hardest because I didn't really know what to expect, and I'm in on every one now for so much more than physical reasons, aesthetic reasons. But this is what's going to come in the kit, and they're only available in the next couple days, so you do want to grab one. And Dr. Heather, I'll just let you talk through kind of a typical day when we start the 60-hour fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for letting me do this. I love talking about any way that people can optimize their health in a very short period of time, because I know anybody can do anything for 60 hours. This is not 60 days, 60 hours. So simply, we have an amazing community, tons of support, 24/7. You are not alone. We don't shame or blame. It's about progress, not perfection. With that being said, we kick it off Sunday night, the 15th, but you got to order your stuff to now with the Keto Calm Tea. You'll hear me say all the time that sleep is our secret weapon. So not only does it have the beta hydroxybutyrate, it has 5-HTP, which is a precursor to serotonin, vitamin D, also has some different herbs to help balance your blood sugar. So you simply drink the tea, You go to bed and you wake up and you're in ketosis. And if you're maybe wavering for in ketosis, then you go ahead and get up and you drink your raspberry lemonade, charged in the morning if you need to get going, then get to the gym, go through glycogen. So what happens is we just keep feeding your body ketones, ketones, ketones. So you have that for breakfast, which most of you are doing anyway. And then for lunch, we're going to have a lovely savory broth. The better broth has got additional amino acids. I always call bone broth God's Gatorade. Also has amazing collagen, because we know as we're anti-aging, we want to increase the elasticity of our skin, our joints, the flexibility, the strength of our joints. So this allows you to get rid of toxins and fats and then rebuild the collagen at that cellular level. So I love the time. It's nice savory lunch. It tastes like ramen noodles if you're in the 80s, but it does.
Or college,
and then you
ever.
drink, yeah, and you had some Keto OS, Signal OS capsules mid-morning. That's okay, Abigail. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Signal OS capsules, which has, and you can go to the files, but a ton of amazing stuff in there to really help anti-age your body. Additional B vitamins. We know B vitamins are the most depleted vitamins in our body. It causes lots of numbness, tingling, other things like that when it gets, but it also has AC11, which is cat's claw, which lengthens telomeres. So go look up telomeres. I won't go into it today, but we talk about aging. Think of that piece of fruit on the counter like a peach. It shrivels up, it gets brown spots and start to shrink. Think of a coconut or a peanut or an almond. They sit there and they're hard and don't get spots. That's because they have all this other amazing stuff like the AC11 in it, so your body stays nice and strong. Then you simply have another serving of the Max, the uncharged, in the evening. So you can have that for your afternoon snack, your pre-workout. Then you have another broth for dinner. You can mix it hot or cold, blend it with ice. Just don't mix it with anything else this time. Keep it just with water so your body optimizes at the highest capability. And then it's time for bed, guys. And then we have our Keto Calm tea about 30 to 40 minutes before bed. Hot or cold, again, you can blend it with ice or water. And then you go to sleep and you're still in ketosis. And then you wake up and you do the same thing on Tuesday. And then you wake up Wednesday and you celebrate. It's that easy, guys. We drink, we sleep, we drink, we sleep, we drink, we sleep, and then we party. That's it. It's
We're like
that simple.
babies.
What'd you say?
And we do something else.
What did I forget?
No, we eat, we sleep, we drink, and we go to the bathroom.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, you do need to make sure
I don't want
this is the way stuff gets out of your body, guys. If you're a sweater and you know you're a sweater, you may get some toxins coming out through your skin. That is totally normal, and celebrate that. Maybe you're a person who bowels or your bout of elimination, and you may go to the restroom several times a day. That is amazing, because you're getting all that inflammation out of your body. And some people, just drink one serving of ketones. You're getting ketones 5 times a day. Your body does not have a chance to slip out of ketosis. So I love it. You drink the tea, you go to sleep, and you just slide into ketosis and you wake up. And the major thing is just making sure you get enough water in, because we have a private or closed group where we help bring all the value, all the support. We help you if there's tips and tricks to help you stay in ketosis and stay on your 60-hour commitment. Because let's face it, guys, like Abigail said or Dr. Ralph said, we think about food far more than we ever would admit. Like, how many times do you wake up and eat breakfast because you're on autopilot, not because you were hungry, or you go to a party and grab a snack, not because you're hungry but it looked good? So, Abigail, I think that's basic what people need to know. We can definitely do a deeper dive on the Reboot Facebook page, but simply being said, all you need to do is order. And I want to say this, I want you to order one for the Reboot period and then one for optimization period. Because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can continue another kit, the exact same schedule, but you're going to be putting in clean greens and meats, and it's all written out for you in the optimization guide. So get 2 for you, and then 2 for a friend.
Well, and I would have one standing by for an event that you want to go to. I do this before I have to get in a swimsuit or when I have to make it. Like, it is, I don't, like, if I was a pageant girl or like I was trying to fit into a dress, or I was going to take a quick trip where I was in a suit, this is what I would be doing absolutely 60 hours before, because the drop usually that people see in their transformation pictures, like, it's absolutely significant. I've been in the health and fat loss industry for over a decade, and I have never, ever seen anything so dramatic as what you'll see with people after they do this 60-hour. Dr. Heather, before I let you go, why would, today, is the 1st, and 10 days out from the 15th, when we do our reboot, would be when somebody could start taking some therapeutic ketones to get adapted. If you're watching this tonight and the person who shared it with you utilizes these, get with them and ask them about a 10-pack trial. Dr. Heather, why would it be beneficial for somebody to at least get 10 days, 1 pack a day at least, in their bodies before they start the reboot?
Yeah, I think it's super important to get the beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the ketone body we're talking about, introduced into your body. If you know that you're just back from vacation, or you love your garbage, or you haven't done anything for your own personal health in a very long time, and you have a ton of inflammation, a ton of cravings, this will just make it easier. I kind of explained, like, if you're going to run a marathon, you're going to train for it. You're not just going to jump all in. So if you want to, you can do this with the reboot. But honestly, I think it's easier if you start introducing the ketones, which will automatically start taking the cravings away, automatically start reducing the inflammation between now and the 15th. So when the 15th comes, or the 16th, you're not going to have a huge drastic influx or outflux. I'm going to say outflux of having the ketones in the toilet, the inflammation in the toilet. So yes, absolutely. Because when you start drinking them, they ultimately start giving you better energy. You're going to get better workouts. The cravings are going to be on. Your blood sugar is going to be more balanced. And then again, when you just slip into the reboot, it's going to be so crazy. I've not had all these stories that other people have had of having, I'm going to say it real, diarrhea, just because their bodies are super inflamed. So if you know that's you, then I would encourage you. But if you're a person who's just been drinking 1 a day and you just order the reboot, I'm going to challenge you to be optimal, which means 2 servings a day, because we know during the reboot, we're getting 5 servings of beta hydroxybutyrate a day. So if you're at 1, get up to 2. And then again, if you're not at any, you definitely will have a much easier time if you start introducing those now, half a serving morning, half a serving in the afternoon, and just kind of joggle or toggle that up. So absolutely start today. Don't wait, because your reboot will be so simple, and you're going to be other people like, wow, that was hard. And you're like, what are you talking about? I just forgot I was supposed to eat food, because we still are getting calories. We're still getting nutrients. We're still getting amino acids. We're still getting everything that our body needs on a daily basis. So we will not get any electrolyte imbalances. All we need is what is in the kit, and water.
Awesome. Dr. Heather, Ralph, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Thank you. You guys have a great night. Thanks for doing this and helping educate everybody.
Absolutely. Bye.
Later.
Okay, awesome. And I did see somebody ask a question just now, how much is a 10-pack trial? I do my 10 packs for $70. It depends who you're going to get it from, tax, shipping, where they live, things like that. So just make sure that you get back with the person that shared this video with you. So we are going to have another guest here on tonight, and I'm just going to scroll through real quick and hit that. Just hear stories. That's what's really cool. Hey, Kathy, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. Welcome back from Indianapolis. You're at the North American Christian Convention with my parents?
Yes.
That's awesome. Was it a good time?
It was a great time.
Good. How'd you what's it like trying to maintain keto while traveling?
I did great. And this is like the first trip in 10 plus years that I felt like I had control and was able to keep on my program without having the temptations. I really did great.
Awesome. I'm so glad. I mean, Pizza King is my favorite restaurant in the world in Indianapolis. So I know my parents ate there because they were sending me shots of pizza and our old stomping ground frozen yogurt place. So yeah. I'm glad you didn't hang out with them, and you did good, Kathy. So Kathy, I am just so proud of you, and your journey here has been so inspiring. And where are you at? You started this in January after an Achilles tendon surgery. And you were down on a couch for 6 weeks. And how much have you lost? What's your story?
Well, actually, I started January 1st. I ruptured the Achilles tendon on January 9th. So, right.
It's like the worst.
Right.
Injury.
So it's like, okay, well, it started the program, and then I'm I'm on the couch for 8 weeks, not 6. So a little longer recuperating, but I did great. I lost, before I went back to work, right when I went back to work, I had lost a little over 60 pounds. So
60 pounds on the couch. For all of you thinking that you have to go to a gym and work on a hamster wheel an hour a day, I want you to hear this woman's story. It is about metabolics, guys.
Right.
It is about making your nutrition work for your body and not against your body. And hearing from a woman on a couch for 8 weeks losing 60 pounds should tell you something like what we're talking about works right now. So, rabbit hole. Then Kathy, you have been participating in Reboots, and I want to know just briefly, what's that been like for you on, physical, mental, emotional level to go for a 60-hour reboot, 2 days, no food?
Okay, so the amazing thing for me is I really haven't felt intense hunger. I've been able to just like almost sail through it. But what it has taught me, which is something like what Dr. Ralph was talking about, it is, I don't think as a big girl that I've ever really realized what hunger was. I've just been programmed that I eat here, I eat now, and then I eat then, and I eat, you know what I mean? It's just the program of when you should eat. But I don't think I knew how to listen to my body. So I really just feel like I've learned so much through the reboot on being able to understand what hunger pains were and being more aware of when I really need to eat versus just the mind telling me I should eat.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, that's why I say, like, we're not dieting.
No.
When you're taking ketones and you're eating high fat, you're satiated. Mm-hmm. It's intuitive eating. And when you practice a 60-hour reboot once a month, it's like you take yourself out of the stress and environment and you retrain yourself what food is for, and you break those emotional ties, those chains, where I don't know about you, but I learned that I stress eat, and it's at night, because when I'm rebooting, that's the time I'm going, oh my gosh, like I got to do something with my hands. And it's not because I'm hungry. Right. It's because I'm identifying the emotion and when I naturally go to the cupboard. Yeah. So doing that once a month, retraining, of course you're going to change your whole body. Of course you're going to change your mindset. This is a practice of discipline and an awareness with food that you're getting. Right. So anything else you want to add, Kathy? I mean, why would you want other people to do it?
I just think it teaches you so much about the body and how incredible this body is, and how it was made to work this way. So it's just incredible. I've enjoyed it. I'm doing it again, and hope I get friends to join me.
Are you at 100? Are you at 100?
Not yet. Close.
Not yet.
Let y'all know.
But we will.
I'll let you know.
Almost. We are so close. Since January, guys, if you're sitting there watching the stories and watching people just talk about it, get off the bench and play ball. Like, just start tomorrow, start now. Like, just, this is for you. This is for everyone. Anybody can do this. So, Kathy, thank you so much for joining in tonight.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, guys, I got another guest I'm going to bring on. I'm really excited about her. She's a new friend of mine. And but just real quick, if you're watching this, guys, Kit tonight, get back with the person who shared this video with you or who tagged you up. And then I would also recommend getting a 10-day trial pack. You'll want to get that from them. Really tell them you want it tonight so they can get it out in the mail tomorrow. That'll give them Tuesday, Wednesday, and then if you started Thursday the 5th, the day after the 4th of July, then you've got 10 days of getting ketones in you before the next reboot. So with that being said, next guest, popping on here. This is flowing. This is flowing. Just waiting for the internet connection. And real quick, she's going to come on into her her video, her before and after picture here. Let's see here. I know it's connecting. So real quick, she started, this is on May 14th, and this is May 16th. And you can just see, you can absolutely just see the transformation here, the tightening up. Literally, guys, that's one reboot right there. So, and she's done another one, and her pictures after her third one are even more drastic. So, no answer. Let's see here. I'm going to try this again, Emmy. I'm going to bring you on here again, try and add you. It looks like it's a Wi-Fi. There we go. Yay! Hey, girl. How are you?
I'm so good. Thanks for having me on, Abby. I love this. This has been really exciting to watch. Every time I hear Kathy's story, I just get like pumped up.
You and Kathy kind of started at the exact same time with, sharing this out and helping other people. I know you really came into this because of your results. You just wanted to try it out for yourself, but since then you've been so on fire about it. So just tell me, like, how was your first reboot? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, well, let me just share just a little bit of background first before I talk about the experience. Just because I think a lot of people can relate to this. I think we all have very different stories about what led us to the reboot and led us to this change in lifestyle. And I think everyone's story can connect or resonate with somebody out there. So, for me, I was a former runner. And then transitioned into lifting. So I've been a weightlifter for about the last 6 years or so. I was in the gym 5 or 6 days a week. I was eating what I thought was clean, quality food, thought I was eating the right things for myself. But still struggling with energy, struggling with fatigue, poor sleep at night. I have a really demanding job, and my life was just catching up with me. Life was just catching up with me. And I was just really looking for help and guidance. And a friend pointed me in the direction of the reboot. So 60 hours, first of all, I'm a girl that loves to eat. I'm ready to have a pre-lunch before I have lunch. I'm about it. So I was like, absolutely, I cannot eat. I cannot not eat for 60 hours. That's just nuts for me. But like Kathy mentioned, the hunger almost wasn't even a factor for me. It was kind of just at the back of my mind, but I was committed. I wanted to change. I wanted to see this through. I wanted to see what it could do for me. So for me, I did. You showed the pictures, and it's honestly kind of hard to see those. It's tough to see what I started with in some ways, but I'm also really happy that I have that to look back on and to see, what you can do when you commit to a change. So I did lose a lot of inflammation. I think particularly I lost about 6 pounds in that first reboot. And I love that. Of course, I love looking like the best version of myself, and I want to look like the best that I can be. But it was bigger than that. My cravings completely disappeared. I've always been a sugar addict, and that is just gone for me. That's just gone. Sleeping better than I have in years. I felt like my brain was just like lit up, like just on another level. And it was a life changer for me. It was absolutely a life changer. And so that's why, I love to share my story. I love to tell my friends, my family about this, because this really has changed my life. And it all started with a 60-hour reboot that a friend invited me to try. And I'm so thankful that I did. And I think, I'm no different than anyone that's watching this right now. I am no different than you. I have a very full life. I have a lot of competing priorities. I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot of people who depend on me and look to me to be a leader, to be a friend, and they need me to be the best that I can be. And this helped me get there. I'm really thankful for that.
That's awesome. It's so raw. It's so authentic. And so since then, has your eating habits changed a little bit? Like, because I know a lot of us never
Yeah.
start and we're like, oh, I'm keto, or I'm still not keto, but after you feel
Right.
this way and this good, I think you start making these little tweaks in your life because you're trying to attain something you're feeling.
I completely agree. I completely agree. I think too, for me, the biggest piece, a lot of it really was around the elimination of sugar cravings and the cravings for junk. I just found that I was wanting to make better choices for myself. So I have changed my eating habits pretty significantly, but it feels good. It doesn't feel like, to your point, it doesn't feel like a diet. It just feels like I'm making good choices for myself. So kind of like you, Abby, I'm also like, a loosely structured keto. I really do like intermittent fasting. So I usually have my first meal around noon, and then I try to get in healthy fats. I minimize carbs. I avoid, processed carbs, absolutely. I will occasionally add in fruit and things like that, but primarily I'm, high fat, and protein, which keeps me feeling amazing throughout the day. And I find that it's really, really easy to follow as well.
Totally. I think before.
So for me, I've continued, Abby, because of that. This will be my third reboot, and I've continued kind of a consistent and steady weight loss since then. It's about 13 pounds for me total since my very first reboot. So that just kind of shows as well. Each time I do this reboot, it's a 5 to 6 pound drop, and it's sustained. It's not going to come back within a couple of days. I've just been able to maintain that throughout the entire month.
And for dropping 13 pounds, if that's something you wanted to do in the past, what would that entail?
A lot of hunger, first of all. I think there's so much miseducation out there around what the right choices are. So, even when I felt like I was struggling to maintain and manage weight, I felt like I was making the right choices. I just really wasn't educated on what that needed to look like. So for me, it would have been kind of a traditional, bodybuilding or healthy lifestyle, and that I would have had, clean carbs. So I would have had a lot of, brown rice or oatmeal to start my day. It would have been chicken, broccoli or asparagus. It would have been a very basic and bland diet, and kind of working to hit a certain macro target, but so difficult to stick with. And I think that that's why I wasn't able to see like a consistent progress or maintain from month to month, because it's not fun to eat that way.
It's so
you consistently feel like on a
it's
diet.
so not fun to eat that way that most women have to put a show at the end of the rope to motivate them that they're going to be in suits
You're right.
in front of people.
You're absolutely right. And as soon as the show's over, what happens is they go right back to, eating habits as before. It's up and down. It's a consistent yo-yo, that is just putting your body through the ringer. And, we can optimize that. We can be the most efficient machine. We can feel good every day. We don't have to see that fluctuation in your weight. You don't have to see that fluctuation in your energy levels. There is a way that we can help ourselves.
That's right. I love that. And that's such a huge part of my passion, is being able to let people see that, number one, their food can taste good. Number two, like, break out of the paradigm of the 5 to 6. Like, yeah, if you want to get on stage, you're going to have to do that, but that's not fun. Nobody can be
right. And that can't be everyday life.
And so you're going to go like that, because you have to find a lifestyle that sustains you. It's just like your business. You have to show up every day, and you have to really enjoy what you do to keep doing it over the long haul. And so I think that's the key. People love the high fat. People love drinking a pina colada in the afternoon for a pickup versus a Twix bar, which I used to do in Oklahoma. So, well, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. I really appreciate you and your story.
Thank you, Abby.
Yes, I will talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, guys, once again, just to let you know, Reboot kits available tonight. If you're just joining us, these are to change your life and set you on the right track, as you can hear from all the different stories. And then we also recommend get back with the person who shared or showed you this video and get a 10-day trial going. I would try and get that started after the 4th of July on Thursday the 5th to help your tissues start absorbing them to take you into the reboot, because when you're not putting food in, it feels really amazing to have these ketones doing what ketones do for you. And the sooner you start, the more you become adapted to them, the easier you're going to flow into that reboot. So guys, we have one more guest on here tonight. Let me try and see if I can find her. And there she is, right? Let's see here. And while we're waiting on her, oh, there you are. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Good. I saw your live video earlier with your trainer, Chad, who swore off supplements, and
Yeah.
you can't get enough of this technology now. So real quick, before I talk to you, I have another picture I'm looking at right here. Wow, guys, look at that. That's nuts. That's the May reboot. That's one reboot right there. And then I've got all these pictures right here. This is I love this. This woman was down 8.6 pounds. You can really see the difference in her back. I love that. So Lisa, tell me a little bit just about your reboot story. What's it meant for you on a physical, emotional, mental level?
So many things. I have done 5 now, so this one will be number 6 for me.
Congratulations.
And I kind of want to go backwards too, because kind of like Emmy said too, is everybody has a different story. You know, we're all coming into this, you know, all on different journeys, you know, but a lot of us have some similar paths where we can relate. And, you know, for me, just, you know, average mom, right? You know, I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, started later in life with kids, and I'll be 45 in September. And, you know, for the longest time, everybody's, you know, I kept saying how tired I am. I'm exhausted. I'm falling asleep. I have no energy. You know, everybody got the best me in the morning, and my kids got the worst me in the afternoons.
Yeah.
You know, it was just one of those. And I think we all go through that at some point. You know, working full time and, you know, trying to take care of your family and everything else. And I got introduced to, you know, the supplements, and suddenly my world started changing. But, you know, I still had a very bad relationship with food, and, you know, why am I eating? Am I mindless eating? What's going on? And, you know, I'll tell you, the very first reboot, it was hard. It was hard. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Sure.
Just, you know, and I remember I told my husband, I said, we're going to do this. He's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, I need to eat. But, you know, together, you know, we plugged through this. And, you know, I realized right from the get-go, when I had to make food for my kids, that all I wanted to do, and I noticed you're constantly cleaning off their plates. You're just eating food and not thinking about what you're doing. I'm at work and I'm, you know, I have a bad phone call, so I reach in the drawer and grab something, or, you know, I'm tired, you know, so it's all up here.
Yeah.
You know, as the time has gone on with all the reboots that I've done, I've learned something different every single time. And, and, you know, like everybody else has said too, it's really such that relationship that we have with food, and why are we eating when we're eating? And it's not because I'm hungry. It's not because I need it. It is simply because I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm bored. I'm sitting in front of the TV. I'm in a rush, you know, whatever it is that you do. And so, you know, for me, I had great results, anywhere from 4 pounds to 8 pounds, you know, for weight loss or fat loss. But again, it's so much more than that. It's hands down knowing why I'm eating when I'm eating. And, you know, with the ketones now, you know, like everybody else has said too, is I eat when I'm hungry. I don't feel like I'm dieting anymore. People, I did the portion controls every 2 to 3 hours, and it stopped working, quite honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I stopped. I stalled. My metabolism was shot. And so this for me, and I'm kind of like you, Abby, when you go through it and then you're really clean and then you add in a couple other things, and then you're kind of going into that next reboot. So you might try something else, but in a couple days, you kind of reset your system.
That's right. I'm excited. 4th of July is this week, and I've done really good this whole month, even on vacation, just because I'm not white knuckling through cravings. My body just, it knows what it wants to feel good. And before, I would binge on holidays. And when I knew I was going to cheat, I hate the word cheat anymore, but I knew now I just take what I want because I trust myself, and I know I'm going to get back up the next day, get back on point with my keto cream and my meals and my fasting. And I know there's another reboot coming where I'm going to wipe those cravings out. Yeah. So I just love to hear different stories and how it's working for so many people. And you're beautiful. And I know, I see how passionate you are about this conversation and how it's helped you just as a woman, business, mother, friend, wife. And I'm really proud of you. And thank you for coming on here tonight and sharing your story.
Thank you. Absolutely. Love it.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay, guys. So that wraps up some of the stories that we heard here tonight. To just kind of end this, I want to say get back with the person who shared this video with you. Get your kit ordered while they're out. Also, make sure you go ahead and get a 10-pack trial. Get with them. Ask them about that. We want to get those ketones coming in on the 5th to be 10 days out before we start our reboot on the 15th. Guys, if you're just sitting here hesitating, take responsibility. Take personal responsibility. There's so many people out there thinking that they have hormone issues or allergies or thyroid issues or adrenal gland burnout. I've heard it all. I've been in the industry where it's everything, and really just try this. Try adjusting what you're putting in your body before you go reach out somewhere else. Just give it a try, because I've seen too many stories. We've had too much success here to not tell you to try it. So I'm big on personal responsibility. When I hear people complaining about this or about that, I instantly see that, well, then do this. Well, then do this. If you don't like that, if you don't like how you feel, if you don't like the lack of energy, if you don't like not fitting in your jeans, if you don't like not being able to get out of bed, and you don't like the way you feel on this medication or that medication, and not making claims you should get off medication, but try some personal responsibility about starting to what you put in here. And to go on that journey, it's good to start with a reboot and identify all your emotional anchors with food, because it is emotional. I remember when I used to just coach hundreds and hundreds of women in Facebook groups before I started Prove It, I told people I should have been a psychologist, because they all have great nutrition programs and great workouts, but what they don't have, and what I need with each and every one of them, is a counseling session where we identify why they're not pushing through, or why they're using food as a replacement, instead of doing this. So I love the 60-hour reboot. I definitely use it as a time to pray and figure out ways I'm grabbing instant Band-Aids, if you will, instead of, what I could be asking the Lord for during that time. I'm feeling this way and I want to eat right now. but I can't eat, so I'm going to find some scriptures instead. So from a spiritual point of view, it's kind of a great reboot for me with the mental state. So to leave you here, got to leave you with a quote. I'm a big quote girl. I love Jim Rohn. And this says, you must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That is something you have charge of. You don't have charge of the constellations, but you do have charge of whether you read, develop new skills, take new classes, and take action. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining this live video tonight. Remember, get back with the person who shared it with you to get your reboot kit and your 10-pack ordered so you can join us on July 15th. It's been real.